Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards about your future spouse and what it is they'll love most about you. This is another request, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to request a video. I have 4 piles for you all to choose from today. We have Obsidian, Labradorite, Rose Quartz, and lastly Clear Quartz. So choose whichever pile or piles stand out to you. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps to skip directly to the stack or stacks that calls out to you. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello everyone who chose pile 1 with this obsidian over here. So if you chose obsidian or you were drawn to obsidian, we see that it's representing your ability to sort of let go of negativity and to not create negativity. So you're either a very positive person or you're somebody who is so in tune with yourself that you're able to just release things and not hold on to it, not like pull it forward with them. And also like you create a much more positive surrounding for the people in your life. You bring a lot of happiness to them, a lot of like, looking forward, a lot of just overall optimistic energy. So I've laid out all the cards for you when it comes to the things that they'll love most about you in this future spouse reading. Starting over here, we have the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Nine of Cups. Up here we have the Beluga with communication, the Dove with peace, and then Comfrey with what needs mending. So a good mixture of cards. We're coming out really strong here with the Hierophant. And we also have the Empress, and both of those cards would represent Taurus normally in the tarot deck. But for me, reading that as like double Taurus, you see both sides of it, the more serious side but also the more loving side. So what they love the most about you is that you have this ability to sort of be like rock solid, steady, reliable, consistent, all those like wonderful things, but at the same time it doesn't stop you from being very loving. You know, it doesn't make you a cold person. It doesn't make you hesitate toward giving love to another person or showing your affection. You have like a really great way of just expressing your emotions and really communicating to others how much you care about them, and this person is so appreciative of it. And we see that with the Nine of Cups, sort of looking back on that Empress, sort of seeing it like in a different light. You know, it has this brightness. This one's at night, this one's during the day, but it has this brightness to it where it's like you sort of complete them. You are that final cup that completes the 10 of Cups. You are the person that they can go to that sort of relieves them. It's a sense of just like newness and awareness, but not like they're not aware in a negative way. Like they understand what's going on, but you give them a sense of sort of peace and comfort throughout anything. Like it could be a bad day at work, it could be something that they're, you know, just struggling to get through, but you give them this serenity through just like being around them. And I think with communication and peace here, we see 2 important cards that really tie into this energy. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, which would be another Taurus representative here. So we see like the best things about what will come out of a fixed earth sign is somebody who is consistent, meaning you don't change day to day. You're not like flip-siding. Your personality is pretty consistent. You have the same energy day to day. You're somebody they can really, put a lot of trust into. They know that you're going to come through. They know you're always going to be there for them. And this isn't somebody who's like, sort of like, oh, they'll always be there and it's certainly like they're taking advantage of you. It's the complete opposite. And I love that this energy is coming through for you because I feel like that's very important to you. Like you give a lot in relationships and you want somebody to respond the same way. And we see that with the Four of Wands, that is an equal give and take here. So they're returning it, they're giving you just as much energy as you're giving them. And it's all about this, just like a comfort here, a lot of love here, a lot of comfort. Even with this what needs mending with the Comfrey, I feel like because it's a butterfly, like it's becoming a butterfly, we see a transition. Even with the Eight of Swords, it's sort of like moving forward from either a hardship or something negative. This could have been either a previous relationship that didn't go over well, and there's some things that they still have to think about, or it's just it left a long lasting impact on them. Or it could just be like you know, things got them down in the past and they felt like they were not moving forward. And then through you, they're able to step out of that Eight of Swords stage. They're able to remove themselves from this cocoon period and then move forward. And I think like there's something special about your personality or your energy that's able to transfer onto people. And we see that like starting off, that there's a consistency within this energy that keeps moving forward, of like you're giving them what like is the best part of you. So you're giving them the peace that you have, you're giving them the comfort, you know, the almost like being at home that you carry around with you. You have a really lovely energy to you. Just makes people feel like you're in touch with higher powers or something. Like you're on a different vibration than the rest of the world, or than majority of people, and they just love to be in that energy. I think we have communication, and we have peace, we have gratitude and fulfillment over here, and beauty and abundance. These like words combining with each other, I do feel like you hear them, and not just in a like you listen to them kind of way, like you actually hear what they're saying. They can communicate to you in a very successful way, and they feel much more capable of expressing themselves. Like you're not going to say no. And that could be like maybe the things that they wanted to do. People in the past said like, you know, why would you do that? Or, you know, that's not right for you. You should do this. But then you come along and you're like, you know, go after your dreams. Do whatever you feel is, you know, right for you. Do whatever makes you comfortable. And through that, it's like you brighten this person. You create a more positive outlook. And I know some people like they comment on the videos and they'll say like, I don't want somebody who's not complete. I don't want somebody who's at their worst, or I don't want somebody who isn't perfect. And the thing is like nobody's perfect, right? But I think meeting somebody and being able to grow with them and sort of unify, like become a better person in that relationship, creates this stability that we're seeing through this like very heavy fixed earth energy. And even in the Four of Wands, we see the card of weddings, of celebrations, of unions. And this card in particular is one that says everybody's very happy about this. Their family, your family, everybody around you, very happy about this union, very supportive of this, because the way that you two respond to each other. This future spouse of yours is really like within you, finding you. They are able to just like grow, blossom. And I think it goes for you as well. Like the happiness that you bring each other is not comparable to anyone else. You know, can't find anyone else like them, and they definitely can't find anyone else like you, because you're really showing a true sign of completion. You're really showing this lovely, like very giving, very supportive energy to them. But it really does like allow them to just grow so so much. And also I will say, because the Queen of Pentacles has come out with the Empress and the Hierophant, we see somebody who's very like, I like my way of sort of describing that person is somebody who's just very mellow. It's somebody like they can have fun, you know, they are a vibrant person, they can joke. It's not any like that they're, you know, lackluster or just dull. It's none of those things. We see somebody who is calm and just like able to go with the flow. And I think that is something that they really appreciate with you, because I feel like a lot of people aren't like really appreciative or interested in that type of personality, like just having somebody that they could just sit with, you know, just stay home with, just like watch a movie with, and just be relaxed, you know, not somebody who has to go out and do a bunch of things. So it's like just finding that common ground with somebody. But that's what I'm seeing here with this first stack and that Obsidian. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I do hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Hello everyone who chose pile 2. We have this little Labradorite stone over here. Hope you can see the reflect. I've already laid out all the cards for what they will love the most about you. I'll go over them quickly so you do know what's on the table. We have the Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Six of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, Justice. Up here we have the Caterpillar with Potential, the Scorpion with Power, and Chickweed down here with Start Fresh. Now it's interesting, it's giving me very similar vibes to the previous stack because we did have a cocoon stage card in the previous pile, and it has that start fresh down here. But I feel like here the big thing that's standing out is you're giving them a new life, a fresh start. They might still, you know, have certain things from the past, but here with you, it's like they're able to completely forget everything from the past. They're no longer holding on to certain things, certain energies, certain memories. They're seeing that there is, you know, more to life, or that they can, you know, start a new relationship, that they can rebuild, and you're the one that's giving them that push. And I feel like when you meet, even though they seem to have like everything together, they seem to be really in a great place, like financially, physically, they're in a good place, but I feel like mentally it just feels to me, and like with these cards, that there's just something where either they've been single for a while, or they just really haven't been putting themselves out there because they're just not wanting what might come, you know, what might be a negative outcome, or something that you know, they don't want to get their hopes up and have them just, you know, not come through. And it might be previous relationship, it just might be something where that's like in their own mindset. But with you, I really do feel like they take a leap of faith, like a major leap. And we see that with the Six of Cups, that soulmate energy there. And that's something that like you're destined to have. That is somebody that you are 100% supposed to be with. We have the Knight of Cups, which can signify slow movement. So if you haven't met this person, they are on their way. It's just taking a little time longer, you know, it's taking slightly longer than you want for their arrival. But we also see soul guidance here within this card. So you have two like soul cards, something that's on a deeper level. And the High Priestess, normally she holds a secret, she has knowledge. And I think what's interesting about this person is when you meet them, and as this relationship develops, even though this person won't tell you this, I do feel like there's a deep part of them that knows that you are something special, that you are that soulmate, you know, that there is a different energy that you possess that really bonds you two together. And it's more than what they expected, more than they ever thought would happen, because I feel like their movement forward was sort of like, you know, setting the bar really low so that there weren't any disappointments. But then they moved forward, and it was like so much more with you. It's not only like a firm foundation, but there's like working together to build on top of that firm foundation. And it's this, like I'm saying, like it's a complete revival, a complete renewal. We see start fresh, we see the caterpillar. That is all movement. And I think having power come through here, it's like you're giving this person, like every second you spend with them, every day you're with them, you're giving them more and more of a push, more courage, more strength to move forward, and to put that you know, emotion back into things, to put that energy back out there, and to really believe that good things can come to them. And with this relationship, and like it does have similar vibes to that first pile, like a very similar energy to it. But with this pile, because of the caterpillar, chickweed, and the scorpion, I'm reading this more as like a very strong guidance. And I'm not sure if it's just, you know, like, you know, it's time for you to be guided toward each other, or if it's something where like your guides, their guides were like, it's really the timing to bring you two together, because this is something that's like you complete your soul purpose with each other. And because of that, there's a very, very strong permanent bond here. Like the marriage, you know, that relationship, that life partner is coming out. It's like very, very permanent, long-term relationship. Even with justice, we see that marriage there because it's a contract signing, but it just has a really nice feel to it. And you know, for you, I think one of the things that they love a lot about you is that you are both calm, but you've also got like this energy boost too. So you're, most of the time I feel like you're just more of a relaxed person. But when it comes down to things like you want to have fun, you want to do something adventurous, you have this really like bright attitude about it, and you're very like you know, excited about anything. You're not one to say like, oh, that doesn't sound like fun, I'd rather not do that. You're up for anything with them, and I think they really appreciate having somebody who wants to spend time with them. Once again, that could be like friends or a previous relationship that like the person or people just didn't really care for the same things they cared for, didn't really have interests like them. So coming through for you, it's like finding somebody that there's a lot of commonalities with. Six of Swords, I do want to focus on for a second, because Six of Swords, normally it's the start of a rough journey. It's forward movement, but it's like rocky. It's something that takes like quite a while to get through. But here we see that she's already on the other side. So within this card, I always interpret it slightly different than the normal Six of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is that this person is really like moving out of whatever, you know, whatever this negativity was from the past, or whatever this hesitation was, whatever sort of prevented them from that, like I said, from that forward movement, or really embracing things and being truly able to move on from, you know, a negative situation or situation that resulted in, you know, just a long-term pause on their part. So good energy. The best thing about you, though, I will say, is since we have the Six of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Three of Pentacles. Those three cards together represent a lot of like communication, but they're not swords cards. So it's interesting that they come out when as communication, because we definitely don't get a lot of communication in earth cards or pentacle cards. It's not like a lot of talking. You'd get more of that within a sword card, but you have three cards of actual communication. But this is more so like you're able to really understand the person. There's not confusion here. You're not arguing. You're not like misunderstanding the other person. You're really able to successfully communicate with each other in a way that like really shows how united you are, how like in harmony you two are, because of that deep soul connection. And I think as the relationship unfolds, you see more and more of that. You can really understand it. And I feel like within like the first couple months, maybe like the first 3 to 6 months, and that might be why these numbers are standing out to me, I do feel like you truly understand that they are your soulmate. And I think that's where you get that clarity. And that's also where the High Priestess is coming through. Like, she's not gonna make it clear to you at the beginning, but soon enough you will understand exactly who this person is to you. But I do truly feel like this person almost like immediately knows exactly who you are to them. But that's what they love about you. It just seems like it's this connection. It's just an overall connection. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I do hope at least some of that was able to resonate with you. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Hello everyone who chose pile 3. We have this rose quartz over here. I've already laid out all of the cards for what they love the most about you. I'll go over them quickly so you know what's out here on the table. We have Two of Coins, the Emperor, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Dolphin with Joy, the Hen with Nurturing, and then down here we have Release Rigidity with Valerian. So a lot of different energies going on here. I like that there's a strong energy between the cups coming out, the Ace of Cups as well as Ten of Cups, and then we do have the Emperor as our like major arcanas. And within the first 3, we've had a major arcana within the first 2 cards. So a very strong energy coming through this reading. I do feel like with the Two of Coins and the Emperor, it has a similar energy to the previous stack, but in a different way, because we see that they're choosing to sort of move forward completely, and in a way they sort of like I feel like are hesitant toward a relationship if you have just met them, or if you haven't met them yet. I feel like they're a little hesitant because they want somebody who's permanent, but I feel like the ones that they have come in contact with, or the ones that have been in their life in the past, have not been the like permanent type, or they've come close and then like last minute something's happened. There's like a fallout, or there's something where like they're backtracking, and it makes them a little fearful of things. But we have the Two of Coins with a decision to move forward despite what's happened, and then the Emperor, which is a stronger energy of like embracing what's to come, embracing a lot of the future, but also knowing that they're going after sort of like what they want. And when it comes to you, I feel like you match up with everything they want perfectly. And in order for you to match up with them, regardless of gender, you have to be their other half. So you have to be the Empress to their Emperor. And if you're coming out as the Empress energy, you're somebody who has a very good understanding of your emotions. You are very like smart. You're very quick-witted. You understand a lot of things. You are very capable. You're not somebody who's like a pushover or weak. You know what you want, and you're willing to go after it. The only difference between the Emperor and the Empress is the Empress is more of somebody who would go with the flow, somebody who would allow things to progress without getting, you know, sort of angry or upset or anxious about it. Well, the Emperor might be a little more forceful, or somebody who you know, expects things to change rapidly when, you know, things may take a while to change. So we're seeing somebody who has the ability to sort of put a different perspective on things, sort of provide them with that comfort during a time where it might be unpredictable, or a time where they need to sort of figure things out. Your good support, and just the way that you're able to really like counter certain things, counter that anxiousness or the irritability, whatever it might be, the way that you're able to really you know, balance that out and be their other half, they're very, very appreciative of. You're also like this very strong, you have a strong personality, and you might not think that, but you do have a very strong personality, because you're very like capable of speaking your truth, speaking your mind. We see that with the Ace of Wands, but because the Ace of Cups is coming out, you never do it in an offensive way. You never do it in a way that belittles people or makes them upset. You do it in a very loving way, and they're completely aware of how loving you are, that everything you do is for the sake of love, that you want people to do better, that you want people to grow, and you want people to prosper. So it's like a really beautiful balance between sort of like reality, but, you know, slight sugar coating. It's not like a very blunt, you know, in like a brutal way. It's a loving truth that you're able to present to people. Now, we do have the Dolphin with Joy, the Hen with Nurturing, and Valerian down here with Release Rigidity. Now, normally Valerian is tea for sleeping. It's supposed to relax you, bring you sort of into this mellow stage where you're able to successfully fall asleep, you know, without really working too hard, or without getting like you know, tired, or you know, just like, you know, not feeling well with like other sleeping things. But here it's sort of like a combination between the two cards. Is you're giving them comfort, you're giving this like home-like presence, you're giving them somebody they can always rely upon, like you are there for them whenever they need you. If they call you, you're quick to respond. You're one who will always be very like there for them, you know, even if it's something where like it's 5 minutes that you take just to talk to them, just to you know, be there and you know, bond with each other, whatever. Just spend a few minutes with each other. They're so appreciative of that you take that time out to just be with them, be near them, because they truly do treasure the times that you're with each other. And I like that there's like embracing going on here within the Two of Coins, the Dolphin, even the Valerian. There's like this like interwoven aspect, the Hen and the Ten of Cups. There's a lot of like hugging and embracing, which shows the connection between the two of you. And this might just be like their overall like love language that's here. Like you might just be extra responsive to their love language, where maybe other people weren't very touchy, you know, like people didn't really like being hugged or being sat really close to, or, you know, just being around each other a lot, hand holding. But with you, it's like you're that type of person. You're the one to reach out to them. You're the one to embrace them, the one to be near them. And they just like really appreciate having that type of personality around them, rather than the ones that maybe, and that could be, you know, it might not just be a previous relationship that's like that. It could be family that's like that, and, you know, just very distant, and they're you know, wanting somebody who's a little more close, a little more like tight knit. And mainly we have the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups here would signify that both of you are that like perfect person for the other one. You're both completing, you know, the other person. And there's a lot here when it comes to compatibility and the 10 of Cups that like sometimes is disregarded. Sometimes it's just focused on like, you're gonna marry them, you're gonna have a beautiful house and a ton of children. But with the 10 of Cups, it's about completion in all the ways that you want. So everything you could hope for, to have somebody who's supportive, somebody who is serious, or somebody who, you know, has a nice family, somebody who has a small family, somebody who has a huge family. Whatever it is that you desire is what is present within that 10 of Cups. And I think the way that they sort of found what they're missing with you is really coming out here with the 10 of Cups. Everything about you has this like nice completion. And one of the previous stacks, we had the 9 of Cups, and it was more so like filling the energy of completion of the 9 of Cups. But here it is the actual 10 of Cups. So we are having that energy of like, you are the one that, you know, completes it, and present with both of you. You complete each other, and you give the other person the like dream life, the ideal surroundings, the ideal family, the ideal future. And it does bring them a lot of joy to just, you know, just having you around. And even that nurturing card is just the major energy too, you know, like I've said, that loving, that embracing, that's present here. So that's what I'm seeing here with this third stack and that rose quartz. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope some of this was able to resonate with you, and I hope you have a beautiful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Hello everyone who chose pile 4. This is your clear quartz moon over here. I've already laid out all the cards for what it is they'll love the most about you. So I'll go over them quickly so you know what's on the table. Starting over here, we have the Queen of Coins. This would be the Queen of Pentacles, the Star, the Ace of Swords, the World, the 2 of Cups, the 4 of Wands. Over here we have the Sea Lion with Balance, the Wasp with Anger, and Yarrow with Pocket of Protection. So it's interesting we have these 3 cards coming out because they all have a very distinct energy to them. We have the Wasp with Anger, and that to me is like a very strong card. But this girl is on the top of or riding the Wasp, which means she's tamed it. And with you, that's something that's very important about you. And it's not to say that they're an angry person, but I feel like they're one that's like gets frustrated, or they have a hard time communicating, or things, you know, they when things don't go their way, or things don't go as planned, they sort of struggle, and they want to sort of, you know, control what's going on, but they're unable to. And I think you provide them peace throughout anything. So like if they weren't able to complete a project at work and they were upset about it, you're able to bring them back down to earth, sort of calm them down and say, hey, there's always next time. So even though it says anger, we're seeing it as you're that you know, calming part. You're the one that just, you know, really makes them feel zen, feel comfort, you know, within a very like almost like back and forth situation, which is, you know, very, very important for a person to have. And very honestly, it's very rare to find somebody who can make you feel stable when everything is going sideways. So they really appreciate that about you. With the Sea Lion, it also brings in that balance in that situation. Like even when the world's falling apart, the energy that you provide, or the embrace that you provide, just has this nice calmness, or just an overall like it's going to be okay. We'll make it through. We'll figure things out. And there is a way that you complete each other. So if you're more of an outgoing person and this person's more of an introvert, or you're an introvert while this person is outgoing, you're able to find a balance in the middle where you're able to do things that the other person likes, but not really like push each other into a area of discomfort, you know, where you're just not really happy with what's going on, or you're like feeling like this other person isn't listening to you. It's really a nice sort of balance where you are slightly pushed out of your comfort zone, but in a, like, knowing that it's out of love and just to support the person that really cares about you deeply. And then we have Pocket of Protection with Yarrow, which I think works both ways. And with this, I say it works both ways because I feel like you're able to protect them and they're able to protect you. They're like, you provide them with a safe space while they, you know, provide you with a safe space. And there's this like very loving, almost like bubble of protection that they place around you because of how much love you give to them. And it's like they come to your defense very quickly. They you know, always have your back, and they're very like almost like they drop everything to fight for you, because you just have this like this love that you give that, you know, it's impossible, like completely impossible to find elsewhere. And I say that because we have 3 cards here that say a lot about who you are. We have the Queen of Coins, we have the Star, and then we have the Two of Cups. Now, Two of Cups is like baby lovers, so it's minor arcana lovers, and the energy of that would be soulmates, but it's also something that is like a truly harmonious relationship. It's a relationship that although, you know, like rare, hard to come by, it's also one that requires a lot of work. So when, like, a lot of people can find it, but not a lot of people are going to put the work into it. But we see the Queen of Coins, which would be your energy, the energy of like you're sticking with it. You know, there might be some ups and downs, but you're staying with them. You're not going to say like, you know, I was upset with the way you did this, so I'm breaking up with you. Or, you know, you didn't listen to me when I said that, I'm breaking up with you. You don't do any of that. You're like, you know, let's talk it out. We see that in the Ace of Swords, good communication, good stability, a calmness to you too. Like you're not like with that anger card, right? You're a very calm person. You're very capable of expressing yourself without like, you know, hurting somebody or cussing somebody out. You're able to really successfully communicate to people. There's no like belittling, there's no attacking. You're just like, you know, really like, this is how I feel, this is what's going on. And because of that, like, you're really able to understand each other. And then the Star itself is peace and healing, but it's also wish fulfillment. So it's hoping for change, hoping for a new stage, and then all those things coming through, all the things that you wish for, all the things you hoped for. And I think with that, this person just has been really, you know, wanting somebody like you, and you respond like incredibly well to them. And by respond well to them, I mean like all their little, you know, shortcomings, all their little things that they do that are like quirky and maybe don't get the best response from people, you really know how to sort of work around that. You really know how to deal with it. And you know, it's not like anybody else. There's just something where you understand them and you know how to like de-escalate. You know how to calm them. You know how to make them laugh. You know how to make them happy. You get them like really deep, like on a soul level. And that's what I'm saying with this card. There's something else about it. It's not just like you're meant to be together. It's the way that you truly understand them. Like you're able to almost like read their mind. You're able to be like really, really in tune with their energy, with their emotions. So you know what's going on. You're very aware of what's going on. They walk into a room and you know if they're upset, you know if they're happy, you know if something good has happened or something bad has happened immediately. Like you don't have to ask them. You don't have to try and like, you know, pry information out of them. You know exactly what's going on. That's also present in the Ace of Swords. It's a very aware like card, like a card of true awareness, great understanding, great communication, great evaluation. That's another thing that like sometimes I forget to say within that card. It's like you're able to take in the information that's coming to you and just really think about it. You don't make hasty decisions. You don't like jump to some conclusion that, you know, makes no sense or results in some negativity. You're just like overall like you I don't know, you've got it. You've got yourself down, and they really appreciate just having somebody of your energy within their life, because I feel like your personality, rare breed, you know, rare compatibility, something that doesn't come across, you know, that most people don't come across often. And we do see that with the Four of Wands over here, the marriage card, the union card, the happiness card, the home card. But that's what I'm seeing here when it comes to what they'll love the most about you. There's a lot going on within this one. There's just a whole bunch of different energy that's coming out in all these cards. So it's probably just everything about you. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I do hope that some of that was able to resonate with you. And I do hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye.